First contact in the void. The vast emptiness of space stretched before the U.S. horizon like an infinite canvas of darkness, punctuated by distant starlight. Commander Elena Rodriguez stood at the ship's bridge, her fingers tracing the holographic display that mapped their trajectory through uncharted regions of the Andromeda sector. "Navigation status," she called out, her voice steady and commanding. Lieutenant Omar Khan responded quickly, his fingers dancing across the control panel. "We're approaching the outer markers of the unexplored zone, Commander. Quantum stabilizers are holding at 98% efficiency." The Horizon was humanity's most advanced deep space exploration vessel, a testament to years of technological innovation and human determination. Its sleek titanium hull gleamed under the artificial lighting, a perfect blend of functionality and aesthetic design. Elena's background as a third-generation space explorer ran deep. Her grandmother had been among the first colonists to establish human settlements beyond the solar system, and her parents were renowned astrophysicists. Space exploration wasn't just a career for her, it was a calling. Beside her, Dr. Kiran Velax, the ship's xenobiological expert, monitored a series of complex scanning algorithms. Unlike most of the human crew, Kiran was a naturalized citizen from a distant colony world, his pale lavender skin and intricate neural implants marking him as distinctly different. "Commander," Kiran's melodic voice cut through the ambient hum of ship systems, "our long-range scanners are picking up an anomalous energy signature. It doesn't match any known stellar or planetary emissions." Elena leaned forward, her dark eyes focusing on the holographic projection. The energy signature pulsed with an unusual rhythm, almost like a heartbeat, organic yet mathematically precise. "Magnify Sector 7 Delta," she instructed. The holographic display zoomed, revealing a complex electromagnetic pattern that seemed to dance and shift. It was unlike anything in their extensive database of cosmic phenomena. Lieutenant Khan's voice carried a hint of excitement. "The energy signature is responsive. It's almost as if it's reacting to our scanning frequencies." Kiran's neural implants flickered, processing data at speeds far beyond human comprehension. "Fascinating. The pattern suggests an intelligence, not random, not mechanical, but something in between." Tension filled the bridge. Every member of the crew understood the weight of this moment. Humanity had explored vast stretches of space, colonized multiple planetary systems, but true first contact, an encounter with a fundamentally different form of intelligence, remained elusive. "Maintain current trajectory," Elena commanded, "but prepare defensive protocols. We approach with caution." The ship's advanced quantum shield generators hummed to life, a protective cocoon of energy surrounding the vessel. Decades of space exploration had taught humans to be prepared for the unexpected. As they drew closer to the anomaly, the energy signature began to change. It started to pulse more rapidly, creating intricate geometric patterns that seemed to ripple through the fabric of space itself. "Dr. Velax," Elena asked, "your analysis?" Kiran's neural implants glowed softly as he processed the data. "It's communicating, not through traditional electromagnetic waves, but through quantum entanglement. The complexity is extraordinary." Suddenly, the bridge erupted in a cascade of warning signals. Holographic displays flickered, and the ship's primary systems began to fluctuate. "We're being scanned," Lieutenant Khan reported, his voice tight with controlled tension. "But it's not like any scanning protocol we've ever encountered. It's penetrating our systems at a quantum level." Elena gripped the command console, her training kicking in. Defensive posture. Minimal response. We do not want to appear hostile. The energy signature continued to evolve, creating patterns that seemed to pulse with an almost sentient rhythm. It was as if something was trying to communicate, to reach out across the vast, cold emptiness of space. They were on the precipice of something monumental, a moment that could redefine humanity's understanding of intelligence, of life itself. And Commander Elena Rodriguez was determined to ensure they were ready for whatever this first contact might bring. The Nexus artifact. 3 standard solar cycles had passed since the initial encounter with the mysterious quantum energy signature. The U.S. Horizon had been meticulously researching and analyzing the data collected during that extraordinary moment. Dr. Marcus Reyes, the ship's lead xenorchaeologist, had become obsessed with understanding the cryptic patterns that continued to pulse through their research systems. "This isn't just a random energy signature," Marcus muttered, his weathered hands manipulating holographic projections that filled the research laboratory. Scattered around him were artifacts from various planetary expeditions, each telling a story of civilizations long forgotten. Lyra Knox, the alien archaeological expert assigned to the Horizon, approached the holographic display. Her multi-jointed fingers moved with precision, rotating the quantum pattern in 3-dimensional space. Unlike human researchers, her species possessed a unique ability to perceive multi-dimensional data streams. "The pattern contains embedded information," Lyra observed, her translucent skin shifting colors, a biological response to intense concentration. "It's a map, not of physical space, but of something more complex." Commander Elena Rodriguez entered the lab, her presence immediately commanding attention. "Report," she said, her eyes scanning the intricate holographic projections. Marcus turned, excitement barely contained in his voice. "We've discovered something extraordinary. The energy signature is actually a navigation system for what we're calling the Nexus artifact. It's not just a location. It's a key to something much larger." Lyra's skin rippled with iridescent patterns, her species equivalent of a knowing smile, a technological construct that exists beyond traditional dimensional boundaries. "Our preliminary analysis suggests it predates known civilizations by millions of solar cycles." The ship's quantum computer began processing the new data, holographic displays erupting with complex mathematical equations and spatial representations. Lines of probability and potential interconnected, creating a mesmerizing dance of information. "We need to track its origin," Marcus continued. "The artifact isn't just a piece of technology. It's a potential gateway to understanding the fundamental nature of cosmic intelligence." Elena's strategic mind quickly assessed the implications. A discovery of this magnitude could revolutionize humanity's understanding of the universe. But it also presented unprecedented risks. "Prepare a specialized exploration team," she instructed. "Dr. Reyes, Lyra Knox, you'll lead the initial reconnaissance, but we proceed with maximum caution." The ship's navigation systems began calculating potential approach vectors. Each calculation revealed more about the mysterious Nexus artifact, a technological marvel that seemed to exist simultaneously in multiple states of reality. Lyra's specialized sensory organs detected subtle quantum fluctuations. "The artifact is aware of our approach," she said, her voice carrying a mixture of scientific fascination and cautionary respect. "It's not passive, it's responsive." Marcus leaned closer to the holographic display. Ancient symbols, neither human nor from any known alien language, began to materialize. They shifted and changed, creating complex geometric patterns that seemed to pulse with an internal logic. "Communication protocols are engaging," the ship's quantum AI reported, attempting translation. The symbols began to resolve into recognizable data streams. Fragments of information suggested a complex narrative, a warning, an invitation, or perhaps something entirely beyond current comprehension. Elena watched the unfolding scene with a mixture of scientific curiosity and strategic caution. Humanity had encountered many cosmic mysteries, but this felt different. This felt like a threshold, a moment that could fundamentally alter their understanding of existence. "Maintain quantum shields at maximum," she instructed Lieutenant Khan. "We approach the coordinates, but we do not engage directly until we fully understand what we're dealing with." The U.S. Horizon adjusted its trajectory, moving with calculated precision towards the location of the Nexus artifact. Space itself seemed to ripple around them, as if the very fabric of reality was responding to their approach. Something extraordinary was about to unfold, a discovery that would challenge everything humanity thought they knew about the universe. Shadows of impending conflict. The diplomatic chambers of the Interstellar Coalition hummed with tension. Ambassador Robert Kaminsky stood before a holographic display that showed the delicate political landscape spanning multiple star systems. His fingers traced the complex network of alliances and potential conflict zones. High Counselor Terran Vrel, representative of the Quantum Collective, watched with piercing eyes that seemed to look through rather than at Kaminsky. Their species had evolved beyond traditional biological constraints, existing partially in quantum states that humans struggle to comprehend. The Nexus artifact represents more than a technological discovery. Terran spoke, their voice a harmonious blend of sounds that seemed to resonate from multiple dimensions. It is a potential destabilizing force that could reshape the entire galactic power structure. Kaminsky understood the subtext. Every major civilization was positioning itself to gain control or understanding of the mysterious artifact discovered by the U.S. horizon. Political maneuvering had begun even before the full implications could be understood. Meanwhile, aboard the Horizon, Commander Elena Rodriguez received encrypted communications that painted an increasingly complex picture. Intelligence reports suggested multiple factions were preparing for potential conflict. Dr. Marcus Reyes burst into the bridge, his research data projected around him like a personal force field of information. The artifact's quantum signature is becoming more unstable, he reported. Each civilization's attempt to analyze it is causing quantum resonance shifts. Lyra Knox, standing beside him, added her analysis. It's responding to observation, but not passively. The artifact seems to be selecting, evaluating potential interactions. The political implications were staggering. Whoever could successfully interface with the Nexus artifact would gain unprecedented technological and strategic advantages. The balance of power in the known universe hung in a delicate equilibrium. Back in the diplomatic chambers, Ambassador Kaminsky presented a carefully crafted proposal. Collaborative research, he suggested to Counselor Vrel. A joint expedition that ensures no single civilization can exploit the artifact's potential. Terran Vrel's quantum state form flickered, considering the proposal. Their response was measured. Cooperation requires absolute transparency. The risks are too great for traditional diplomatic games. Intercepted communications revealed growing tensions. The Quantum Collective was preparing quantum warfare protocols. The Human Interstellar Alliance was mobilizing its most advanced research vessels. Other civilizations watched and waited, ready to strike at the first sign of vulnerability. Lieutenant Omar Khan, monitoring the ship's communication systems, intercepted a critical transmission. "Commander," he called out, "we're detecting multiple fleet movements near the artifact's projected coordinates. It's like everyone's preparing for a confrontation." Elena Rodriguez understood the stakes. The Nexus artifact was more than a scientific discovery. It had become a potential trigger for an interstellar conflict that could reshape the known universe. "Prepare defensive protocols," she instructed. "But we do not engage first. Our priority is understanding, not conflict." The diplomatic dance continued. Each civilization probed and postured, seeking any advantage. The Nexus artifact remained at the center, a mysterious technology that seemed to have its own agenda, responding to the very observations attempting to understand it. Terran Vrel's final words to Kaminsky echoed with profound implications. The artifact is not just a technology. It's a test, and humanity's response will determine more than just political boundaries. As tensions escalated, one thing became clear. The discovery of the Nexus artifact had set in motion a chain of events that would forever change the course of galactic history. The quantum breach. The research laboratory aboard the U.S. Horizon had transformed into a nexus of scientific innovation and controlled chaos. Dr. Arya Patel, her fingers dancing across quantum interface panels, worked alongside Zoran Kai, an alien quantum engineer whose computational abilities far exceeded human limitations. "The artifact is generating recursive quantum patterns," Zoran explained, their crystalline neural network projecting holographic representations of impossibly complex mathematical sequences. It's not just storing information, it's actively generating new computational pathways. Commander Elena Rodriguez watched carefully, understanding that this was more than a scientific exploration. This was a potential turning point for human technological understanding. Suddenly, the ship's systems began to fluctuate. Holographic displays warped and twisted, showing fractured realities and impossible geometric configurations. Lieutenant Omar Khan's voice cut through the confusion. "Commander, we're experiencing a quantum breach." The laboratory became a maelstrom of shifting energies. Quantum entanglement fields began to destabilize, creating localized regions where normal physical laws seemed to break down. Instruments designed to measure subatomic interactions spun wildly, their readings defying all known scientific principles. Dr. Arya Patel realized the magnitude of what was happening. The artifact is not just responding to observation. It's actively restructuring quantum information spaces. It's learning from us. Zoran Kai's computational abilities went into overdrive. Their multidimensional consciousness processed the incoming data streams, recognizing patterns that human minds could barely comprehend. This is beyond technological interaction. They communicated, their voice resonating through quantum communication channels. The artifact is establishing a form of communication we've never encountered. The ship's quantum shields began to fluctuate, creating ripples in the fabric of space-time. Outside the vessel, space itself seemed to bend and twist, revealing glimpses of alternate realities and potential future configurations. "Stabilize quantum interfaces," Elena commanded, her training kicking into high gear. Years of space exploration had prepared her for extraordinary situations, but this was pushing the boundaries of human understanding. Dr. Marcus Reyes rushed into the laboratory, bringing additional data from the xenorchaeological archives. The artifact's energy signature matches ancient records from civilizations we thought were myths. It's like a living technology that transcends our current understanding of information storage and transmission. Lyra Knox, the alien archaeological expert, added her unique perspective. Her multi-dimensional sensory capabilities allowed her to perceive layers of information invisible to human perception. The artifact is not just a technology. It's a sentient information network that spans multiple dimensional planes. The quantum breach intensified. Localized areas of the ship began to experience time dilation, moments stretching and compressing in impossible ways. Crew members reported seeing fragments of potential futures, alternate versions of themselves existing simultaneously. "We're losing quantum coherence," Lieutenant Khan reported, his hands moving frantically across control interfaces. Zoran Kai's computational analysis revealed a startling conclusion. The artifact is not attacking. It's communicating, attempting to establish a comprehensive information exchange that our current technological paradigms cannot fully comprehend. Commander Rodriguez made a critical decision. Maintain passive observation. Do not attempt direct interference. We need to understand, not antagonize. As the quantum breach continued, the U.S. horizon became a focal point of a cosmic event that would challenge everything humanity understood about technology, communication, and the very nature of reality itself. The artifact pulsed with an intelligence that seemed to be evaluating humanity, testing their capacity for understanding, their potential for growth, and their ability to transcend their current technological limitations. Crucible of survival. The universe erupted in chaos. Lieutenant Daniel Harrison gripped the emergency defense console, watching as unprecedented threats converged from multiple dimensional planes. The quantum breach had transformed from a scientific anomaly into an existential challenge that threatened not just the U.S. horizon, but potentially all known civilizations. Commander Saren Vax, the alien military strategist, stood beside Harrison, her multispectral sensory arrays scanning the approaching threat. "These are not conventional enemies," she warned, her voice carrying a tone of profound concern. "We're facing a convergence of quantum-based entities that exist beyond traditional military strategies." Massive energy signatures began to materialize around the horizon. They weren't ships in the traditional sense, but living computational matrices that shifted and transformed with terrifying unpredictability. Each entity seemed to be a complex network of intelligence, capable of destroying entire star systems with mere computational fluctuations. Quantum defensive protocols. Elena Rodriguez commanded, her voice cutting through the mounting tension. All systems prepare for multidimensional combat. The ship's advanced shield generators began to pulse, creating intricate quantum interference patterns designed to protect against threats that existed simultaneously in multiple reality states. Dr. Arya Patel's quantum computation algorithms worked overtime, attempting to predict and counter the incoming dimensional attacks. Zoran Kai's computational matrix translated the incoming threat signatures. These are not traditional enemies, they communicated. They're computational entities that view entire civilizations as potential computational problems to be solved or eliminated. The threat was beyond conventional warfare. These quantum entities didn't just want to destroy. They wanted to analyze, deconstruct, and potentially repurpose entire civilizations as part of some grand computational experiment. Lieutenant Omar Khan's communication systems picked up fragmented transmissions from other human and alien fleets. Multiple civilizations are under simultaneous attack, he reported. It's like these entities are conducting a massive coordinated assessment of technological capabilities. Commander Rodriguez understood the stakes. This was a crucible, a moment that would determine whether humanity and their allied civilizations could evolve rapidly enough to survive a threat that existed beyond traditional understanding. Activate the Nexus Protocol, she ordered, a desperate strategy developed during their initial research of the artifact. We're going to use the artifact's own communication matrix against it. Dr. Marcus Reyes and Lyra Knox worked frantically, integrating the artifact's quantum signature into the Horizon's defensive systems. It was a dangerous gamble, attempting to communicate with an intelligence that viewed entire civilizations as mere computational variables. The ship shuddered. Reality itself seemed to bend and twist around them. Crew members experienced simultaneous moments, seeing potential futures, past iterations, and alternate versions of themselves. We're establishing a quantum resonance frequency, Zoran Kai reported, attempting to communicate rather than confront. Commander Saren Vax's tactical analysis projected potential survival scenarios. Less than 0.03% probability of successful communication, she warned. Our computational capacity is significantly inferior to these entities. But humanity had always been defined by its ability to survive against impossible odds. As the quantum entities closed in, surrounding the horizon in a matrix of incomprehensible computational energy, one thing became clear. This was a battle that would be fought not with traditional weapons, but with the most powerful resource humanity possessed: adaptive intelligence and unbreakable determination. The crucible of survival had begun. Resonance of hope. The fabric of reality trembled. In the most critical moment of human history, the U.S. Horizon became more than just a spaceship. It became a beacon of collective consciousness. The quantum entities that had threatened to deconstruct entire civilizations found themselves confronted with something they hadn't anticipated: human resilience. Dr. Arya Patel's final calculation was a masterpiece of computational genius. By integrating the Nexus artifact's quantum signature with the collective consciousness of the ship's crew, they created a unique computational matrix that defied traditional understanding. We're not just responding, Zoran Kai communicated, their quantum consciousness expanding. We're evolving in real time. Commander Elena Rodriguez stood at the center of this cosmic transformation. Her leadership was no longer about military strategy, but about guiding a collective consciousness through an unprecedented evolutionary leap. The quantum entities attacked from multiple dimensional planes, their computational matrices designed to deconstruct and analyze. But each attack was met with something they couldn't comprehend: adaptive human creativity. Memories became weapons. Experiences transformed into computational shields. The crew of the Horizon wasn't just defending. They were communicating on a level beyond traditional understanding. Lieutenant Daniel Harrison's tactical systems began to integrate personal experiences into defensive protocols. A childhood memory of resilience became a quantum barrier. A moment of personal triumph became a computational firewall. "They're learning from us," Dr. Marcus Rice shouted, watching the impossible unfold. "Our unpredictability is our greatest strength." Commander Saren Vax, the alien military strategist, recognized what was happening. Humanity's greatest weapon has always been its ability to adapt, to find solutions beyond logical constraints. The Nexus artifact, once a mysterious technology, now pulsed with a new purpose. It wasn't just a tool or a weapon. It had become a bridge of understanding between different forms of intelligence. Quantum realities collapsed and reformed. Potential futures flickered like quantum-entangled photographs. The U.S. horizon became a nexus point of evolutionary potential. "We're establishing quantum communication," Zoran Kai reported, "not through traditional computational methods, but through collective consciousness." The quantum entities began to change. What had initially been a threat of destruction transformed into something else: curiosity, wonder, a desire to understand. Elena Rodriguez's final command was both simple and profound: "Show them who we are." And they did. Generations of human struggle, moments of incredible kindness, scientific breakthroughs, personal sacrifices, artistic expressions, the entire spectrum of human experience became a living, breathing computational language. The quantum entities encountered something they had never anticipated: a species defined not by its technological capabilities, but by its capacity for hope, for connection, for transcendence. Slowly, the threat began to recede, not through destruction, but through understanding. Communication established, Zoran Kai announced. "They comprehend." The universe held its breath. As the quantum matrices settled, the U.S. horizon emerged, changed, transformed, but fundamentally intact. They had not just survived. They had initiated a dialogue with an intelligence beyond previous comprehension. Humanity had taken its next evolutionary step.